I've been working on and maintaining bikes for over 10 years. So here are the biggest things that I've learned, condensed down in under 5 minutes, so that you can learn from the mistakes that I've made. And to keep me honest, we've got a timer already running. First up, don't do your bike maintenance the day before or even the night before your big event. So many people do this, and they either discover a problem that they can't fix or end up creating a problem by snapping a bolt or rounding out a bolt or just damaging something else. Take your time. If a job is worth doing, it's worth doing properly. And when I say properly, I mean with the correct tools. So don't try and cut cables with scissors or garden shears. It will fray them and damage them. Make sure you use proper cable cutters. And don't bodge things like trying to insert bearings with a piece of wood and a mallet. Use a proper bearing press and the correct drifts. If you don't have the correct tools for a job, you can find someone that does, go to your local bike shop or invest in them. But when it comes to investing in tools, don't cheap out. Good tools will last pretty much forever, and cheap tools can damage your bike. They can seem like a good bargain, but they're often false economy. Best example is Torx keys and Allen keys. So cheap ones are often made of softer, lower quality alloys, and they're made to a lower tolerance, meaning they're more likely to round out bolts on your bike. We use Park Tool because they're superb. The other thing that can round out bolts is doing them up too tight. So it's a great idea to invest in a torque wrench. This also, it helps you get things like your seat post and your handlebars at the correct tightness, so they're less likely to slip when you're riding along in an event. I've seen this happen many times. And the other thing that can happen is if you over tighten carbon components, they can crack. And while you're investing in tools, I'd highly recommend you get yourself a chain checker tool. It's inexpensive, it'll last forever, and it'll save you loads of money, allowing you to stay on top of the wear on your chain. When your chain reaches a certain amount of wear, it then accelerates the wear on your cassette and your chain rings, meaning that they need to be replaced as well. By staying on top of your chain's wear and replacing it before it becomes too worn, you then prolong the life of your cassette and your chain rings, and you don't have to replace those at the same time as your chain, which saves you loads of money. Use a bike stand. These are really useful for when you're cleaning your bike, but all manner of maintenance tasks. They stop your bike falling over and getting damaged or scuffed. But when you put your bike in a stand, always clamp from the seat tube. This is designed to be clamped. Never clamp from the top tube, as this can get crushed. Cleaning your bike will help maintain it, but remember, salt kills bikes. One hidden killer is the indoor trainer. Sweating on your carbon bike indoors can quickly destroy bearings and handlebars. People often put their best bike or nice weather bike on the indoor trainer, only to destroy it with sweat. Electrolytic sweat combined with carbon and alloy equals a battery, and after a few months of indoor cycling, periodically check under your bar tape. You will be amazed at the salt that can build up. When cleaning, especially focus on the drivetrain and the braking surfaces, as if these are dirty, they will wear out more quickly. But one of the biggest mistakes people make is not drying their bike after they've washed it or it's got wet. If you live in the desert, this isn't as big an issue, but in temperate climates, it will cause the bearings to wear out much more quickly. To dry your bike, use an air compressor, a cheap pet dryer that blows air, or even a dehumidifier. After drying your bike, it's important to add some lubrication to the chain. My favourite is wax because it's the best and it'll make your components last longer. But if you're commuting, especially in wet environments, then a drip-on oil such as this is easier. A catchphrase from my mate and bike shop owner Steve Grimwood is don't oil grease. People often use sprays like WD-40 to try and clean their bikes, and they spray it onto the bearings. This is designed to penetrate. It goes inside the bearing and washes out the grease. This will feel good for a day or two, but then it will quickly cause that bearing to rust and break down. And especially don't use the little pipe of death. This is superb at firing WD-40 and solvent straight into your bearing. Also, jet washing is fine, just don't annihilate your bearings by spraying directly onto them. Next, check your tyres. Don't take a chance on cut up or damaged tyres if you've got an important ride or race or event coming up. Just swap them out, it's not worth the risk. As we always say, good tyres are the best bang for buck performance upgrade you can make. Most bikes still use cable actuated gears, and if a cable starts to feel spongy or crap, change it. They only get worse, and always change the inner and the outer. Some people thread a new cable through a worn outer, but this doesn't work as well. Remember, if a job is worth doing, it's worth doing properly. And don't be afraid to ask for advice from other people and to work on your own bikes yourself. Working on your own bikes and being self-sufficient is really rewarding, and it'll save you loads of money. And we have loads of videos here at GCNTech showing you all the main jobs that you're likely to encounter to help you get through them, and a maintenance guidebook available at shop.global cycling network. So I hope you found this video useful, and if you know someone who is pants at bike maintenance, or maybe they're new to cycling, then please share this with them. Right, I'm gonna go now. Love you, bye.